Alright, let me show you. Let me put this stuff away and also show you what's going on with the new ray tracing algorithm. Uh, shears. Too many shears. Alright, put that away, put that away, put that away. Alright, so I rebuilt a little lighting chamber here. Ah, look at that. Do you see that? Let me just put the map away so you can see more clearly. So remember, what it used to happen is that the glowstone, which is an area light, it would calculate once, and that'll be it. And often there'll be weird shadows in places where there shouldn't be shadows because it would calculate not enough. Like it wouldn't cast enough rays, and so then it'll get it wrong, and then that'll be it. Now, if you notice, it's actually really good. Except when you move around like that, then it's not so good. Oh, and then it recalculates. So now, instead of calculating once, and that's it, what it does is that it keeps shooting more and more rays over time until it arrives at a good solution. Like instead of calculating once, it just keeps calculating and keeps calculating. You see there's a shadow right where my X is? Like that's not supposed to be there, but if I just like do nothing, eventually that shadow goes away. Because instead of just casting once and then saying, okay, that's the answer, like if you just stand here, the computer, like the graphics will just keep casting, except now there's a shadow over on the left-hand side, and now it's gone. So it over time it keeps shooting more and more rays. It keeps tracing more rays until the quality of the result is good, right? And eventually it arrives at this. So that's great. So instead of just calculating once and often getting the wrong answer, it just keeps calculating until it gets the right answer. That's good. Except that to optimize for doing this, if we I would say it seems like an improvement, but at the cost of CPU cycles. I mean, it's a cost of ray tracing cycles because the ray tracing is there's a dedicated hardware on the graphics chip for the ray tracing. But yes, however, it is like it's more calculations. But I think it's only calculating when there's like nothing happening anyway because we're not moving, right? And so it's not like the graphics card is doing anything extra when we're not moving. So it's just using the downtime to calculate. And you can see how like it keeps changing because the skylight is changing, and then eventually it gets completely wrong, and then it recalculates. So it is in a way it's an improvement, but it's still not ideal because the ray tracing is too it's still too slow, and of course there's this really inconsistency, right? Because like over time like it keeps trying to. I think the skylight is always changing because in Minecraft the sun moves across the sky. And so it has to constantly recalculate, and like it's always a little bit wrong until it finally gets it right. And also, if we move the camera, like then it's really noticeable. So it only calculates what you can see. So to try to optimize this, it calculates what's in front of you, but it actually completely forgets what's behind you. If we turn around, like you see these like shadows, like it forgets what you're not looking at. But it really tries to fix what you are looking at. However says, okay, not an improvement. Does look better than the shadows we had before though. Yeah, however, yeah. So given enough time, it will figure it out. But as you can see, it's just not fast enough, right? It's nowhere near real time. In fact, like it's not even doing it anymore. So it's not anywhere near real time. Um, but it's trying. It's doing its best, however. It's okay, there we go. It's doing its best, but clearly, like, the hardware is not sufficient to really do real-time ray tracing. At least not in Minecraft. Maybe there's just too many lights in Minecraft. How does this look like you're broken now? Yeah, I mean, it breaks itself, to be honest. It's just like a little slow. You imagine if this was like 5 times faster, it'll be great. Or if it's like 10 times faster, it'll be perfect, right? You see what I mean? But at the moment, it's just like a little slow. But like eventually, after you give it 10 or 20 seconds, it will figure it out. And you really want to get that down to like at most 1 second. But as we said, like Minecraft is difficult to optimize for. Oh man, completely breaks. It's difficult to optimize for Minecraft because like the player determines what you build. And it's only the area lights. It's only the area lights. Like the torches are perfectly fine. The torches are instant. It's only the glowing blocks where you have a texture light that doesn't do it. The point sources are instant. So I don't know. Maybe at some point they'll figure out a way to really optimize the area light sources and make those really fast too. That'd be great. But not today. At the moment, it's still less than ideal. I've got these shears and I don't know what to do with them. Why do I have so much flint and steel? Let me drop the shears in the thing. And polish granite? I don't know if you saw the, I did a thing with ray-traced Portal, however, I don't know if you watched that video. It's interesting that Portal had the same problem in that the point light sources were really fast, but the area light sources were really slow. It's basically the same technology as what we have here in Minecraft. So that's in Portal as well. So it's not just Minecraft. It's that like in every game that they use this ray tracing stuff. I mean the conclusions are the same, however, so it's not like there's anything any new revelations. How high do we want to make this? Let me think about that for now. Yeah, so the ray trace, the point light sources are really fast, and then the area light sources are really slow. This here, this needs to go. Harvest says, I don't understand why people pay such an overhead for RTX. Never looks better as such to me. I think it can look much better under limited circumstances at the moment. Like if people stop using area lights and just use only point light sources, it might actually look really good. How is this overhead for RTX? I think maybe it's... Here's the thing, however. When you quote-unquote fake lighting, using like non-physical lighting in other video games, the game developer actually has to do a lot of work to make it look good, because you're basically you're faking it. So the game developer has to like manually set up the scenes. But with ray tracing, the game developer doesn't really need to do anything, because the algorithm takes care of all the calculations, however. So like from the player's perspective, you're kind of right. Like the fake lighting, like the artists do such a good job of faking the lighting that it looks so good in game, that for the player it doesn't seem like why would you pay for ray tracing? But for the game developer, it might make it a lot easier for them to make good lighting scenes using ray tracing, because they have to do a lot less work, because a lot of it is done by the graphics card then, if that makes sense. And And eventually, when enough people have ray traced graphics cards that they don't have to worry about designing games for non-ray tracing anymore, then you would shift to a different regime where everything is ray traced, and then they can optimize around that. So what I'm trying to say is, I think eventually it will pay off. At the moment, it doesn't seem much better, but it's like, you have two intersecting lines of progression. Eventually, the ray tracing is going to overtake the the old style of doing things, and then when it overtakes it, then after that point, it's going to be better. At the moment, we haven't quite reached the point where ray tracing is better. In fact, like based on what we see with the area lights, it's actually worse. At the moment, ray tracing is still worse than like the old ways of doing lighting in quite a few applications. And so like you obviously at this point like it's like why would you do it? So yeah, like I mean I don't disagree, however. It's just that I think we need to wait for the technology to continue to develop, and then we'll start to see it. Um, what do I do with the staircase here? I don't actually know. I think maybe I don't do this. I think I actually just have this open to the sky and have railings at the top. Let's do that. That goes to there. Not you. Um, not sure what happens to there. And then where does this go? This ends there. Uh, is that what I want? I'm not sure how I want to do this. How? Yeah, like I said, if you imagine the ray tracing did that like 10 times faster, which is not that much in terms of like how fast computers, like computer hardware advances, you would think like maybe 2 years, 3 years, it will be 10 times faster. So if it did it 10 times faster, then it'll look pretty good, I think. How's that go? What's that gonna do? There? And then do I also wanna do that? Maybe I need more. More granite. Just realized that this is not gonna be because they're all different heights. all the landings on the staircase are at different heights. So it's gonna be taller and then shorter again. I mean, on ray tracing, like you can see it too, because like when they show off, when they do like a showcase of ray tracing technology, often it's like, you know, it's like a tiny little mirror in a huge scene. And when they do that, you can tell, okay, they can ray trace a little thing. But when you do like when you do everything ray trace, then you find that actually it's not fast enough to do that. So do I really want? Maybe I don't want the horizontal bits. Oh, maybe I want fewer horizontal bits. No, actually, I kind of do want the horizontal bits. The rest of this, do I want glass? Or do I want iron bars? Iron bars are cheaper, but glass is not really that expensive either. Let's use glass. Did I do that? I'm gonna do it up there, so I guess so. I'm gonna stream a little longer today because I spent half an hour doing the tree. So I'm gonna go 10 minutes longer at the end. Don't do that. Um, what's happening here? So like here, this opens up there, right? And then that goes there. Like that. Alright, how do we feel about this? And also, didn't I drop a couple of blocks? And then here we need an entryway. Right.